What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video. More New York Giants content here today. And, keep your notification bell on, guys. We're having some more content coming your way in the coming future around this week. So, be sure to keep on the lookout for that. And today I want to get into a topic that I really wanted to make a video about for ever since it actually happened, and that is about running back Mark Ingram. Now, all signs are really pointing that Mark Ingram to the New York Giants just really makes a lot of sense. Now, let's talk about first Wayne Gallman. Wayne Gallman most likely will not probably stay with the team, as he will probably try to figure a role, try to get to a role that he has a bigger part in, right? A team that really needs a starter or a borderline starter, not to be under Saquon all the time, right? Or like sign a 1 to 2 year deal with Saquon still on the roster. Even though he got a big time role last year, you really don't want to depend on Saquon getting hurt for you to get the majority of your snaps. Because if we look at Wayne Gallman's production or times that he was given opportunities, in the Ben McAdoo era, in the Pat Shurmur era, and in a little bit in the Joe Judge era, in the 2 games with Saquon Barkley there, I mean, Wayne Gallman was not used. I believe he didn't even get a carry in week 1. So Wayne Gallman does not really get a lot of production. There's not a lot of reason for Wayne Gallman to stay with the New York Giants other than the fact of the culture that they're trying to build here, the winning organization they're trying to become again. So, that being said, Mark Ingram is a guy to really look at for the New York Giants as a guy that, who is an experienced veteran. If you look at his time in the NFL, he's really had a successful NFL career, to say the least. And this guy's father time is starting to creep up a little bit, and now it's time for him to start accepting a backup role, which he already has. We'll get into that in just a little later. But Mark Ingram just is a perfect fit for the New York Giants. So with the way we run our running schemes, downhill running, a little bit of the gun as well, and we run a lot of strong eye formations and a lot of pulling blockers. Like, Mark Ingram really fits the New York Giants running scheme. I think he'll be extremely successful there. I don't think, because everybody's going to start pointing to the stats last year, he only had 299 yards rushing, 71 carries. He was barely utilized the last 4 games of the season and did not play in the playoff games this year. If you ask me, I'm not trying to make excuses for Mark Ingram. He's not a New York Giant. I mean, I have no reason to. Mark Ingram, in my honest opinion, did not fit the Baltimore Ravens running scheme. And I knew that when they signed him. Now, it's miraculous that he had 1,000 yards last year. He had 5 yards a carry. That team was just a running machine, right? Greg Roman is a really good offensive coordinator when it comes to running schemes. But I don't think Mark Ingram fit that pistol run offense. That's for like the more sleekier backs, the faster backs that bounce outside the tackle backs, the guys that are used to RPOs and read options. I don't think Mark Ingram is that type of guy. I think Mark Ingram is a downhill runner that can move. He has some agility to him, but I think he's a bruiser, a downhill runner, in between the tackles type of guy, a quarterback under center type of runner, a single back runner, right? So I think that he fits the New York Giants in that perfect sense. Another reason why the New York Giants should bring in Mark Ingram is he's already accustomed to being the second fiddle or being part of a committee in the NFL. He went from a guy that was a premier back with the New Orleans Saints, and then Alvin Kamara comes in, Adrian Peterson comes in, and then eventually Latavius Murray comes in, and he has to share carries with all those running backs, and he did not bat an eye, and we'll get into his character in just a little bit. But then you go on to the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, they didn't have J.K. Dobbins last year, but they had Gus Edwards still, and they had Lamar Jackson, who ran for over 1,000 yards. He wasn't the primary guy. He got 1,000 yards last year, but he was not the primary guy and the primary runner last year. All right, so he knew that, and he was still all on board. He was not selfish at all. He was, always willing to promote his teammates, like Lamar Jackson, congratulating him for getting MVP and really being his, rah-rah guy, right? His hype man for the MVP award last year. We all know Big Trust, right? We all know Big Trust. Mark Ingram has always been the one to lift his teammates up, and it's never been about himself. So I really like that about Mark Ingram, and I think it will be perfect for what the Giants are trying to do already. You know, the Giants have been getting rid of the toxicity in in the locker room, whether that be Eli Apple, Landon Collins, Odell Beckham, Damon Harrison. A lot of these guys just there were too many things going on with these guys, and it was affecting the locker room. And then Dave Gettleman goes ahead and brings in Logan Ryan, Blake Martinez, Jabril Peppers, not Dalvin Tomlinson, but a couple of other guys, Leonard Williams even, and Kevin Zeitler. These guys are leaders. These guys are leaders in the locker room. And I think that speaks volumes to what the Giants are trying to do here. And bringing in Mark Ingram would be no different than any of the other pieces he brought in. So I think Mark Ingram would be a fantastic addition to the locker room and help and be an instrument in the culture that the Giants are trying to build for this team. Now, we don't need Mark Ingram to run for 1,000 yards this year. That seems to be what people are thinking. We'll get into contract stuff at the end of the video. That'll be the last thing I talk about. But one of the biggest factors in my opinion, is his connection with running back coach Burton Burns. Now, Burton Burns is his first time in the NFL with the New York Giants, 11 seasons as the Alabama running backs coach, I believe, and that goes back to Mark Ingram. They have a connection there. Burton Burns, as you know, is one of the better running back coaches in the NFL and in the football world. He was the Alabama running backs coach. I don't even need to go through all the running backs that Alabama has had since he's been around, but a very long time. And Mark Ingram was one of his, I guess, students or one of his players, and it had nothing but great words to say about Burton Burns and Saquon Barkley. So this could have been telling of the future to come about what was it, last year. So here are the comments that Mark Ingram had about the reaction of Burton Burns being hired by the New York Giants and what Saquon Barkley would think of him. It says here he's gonna love him and he is gonna help him. That is a word that Ravens running back Mark Ingram, who calls Burton Burns the best position coach he's ever had. The two worked side by side at Alabama, and now Burns is entrusted by the New York Giants head coach Joe Judge to take Saquon Barkley to another level of his ascension. Check out what Mark Ingram had to say about Saquon Barkley. Saquon is elite, and I think he's going to be trying to add value to Saquon. Ingram told the Post on Wednesday from radio, whatever. Obviously, Saquon is special. I think Coach Burns will give him tools that will help him even be more special. He had nothing but great words to say about Burton Burns, his favorite running backs coach he's ever had, and he's had nothing but great things to say about Saquon Barkley. I think that bringing him in here would be a fantastic addition to this team. That being said, I mean, his dad played here, won Super Bowl 25 with the New York Giants. I think that says a lot, all right? So bring Mark Ingram Jr. home and to where his father used to play and won a Super Bowl over here. And when it comes to the contract situation for Mark Ingram, now Wayne Gallman, if Wayne Gallman gets the money that he's valued at, now the Giants would never overpay for Wayne Gallman. They're not going over $3 or $4 million for Wayne Gallman. If he pursues money that's higher elsewhere, then so be it. Best of luck to him. But the Giants are not going over $3 or $4 million for Wayne Gallman when they have Saquon Barkley. They're just not going to run down that road. When it comes to Mark Ingram might be paid around the same amount of money. At his point of his career, $3 to $4 million. You look at Mark Ingram in years past. You look at his stats here. I mean, he's been a touchdown machine, even in a backup role. You look at last year, he had 15 total touchdowns. The year before that, in 2018, 7 total touchdowns in a limited role. This guy is able to get into the end zone even as a backup guy. I think $3 to $4 million would be a steal for Mark Ingram. Don't look at last season. Last season was an outlier. I know people are saying now he's washed. He still had 4.2 yards per carry for the Giants. I don't think signing him for a $3 million deal would be, and him, I guess, being a bust. I don't know how you could be a bust getting paid that less, that much, but even if he is a bust at $3 million, is that really something that we need to, blame Gettleman for and fire everybody for, and that was such a terrible move? I don't think so. I think giving him the opportunity to have a 1-2 punch with Saquon Barkley would be a small price to pay. In my honest opinion, I think it'll be a good idea for the New York Giants to bring in Mark Ingram and help that running back room a lot. And that's if we don't keep Wayne Gallman, of course. But if it's between Mark Ingram and Wayne Gallman and they're being paid the same amount of money, I'm taking Mark Ingram. So that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you guys want to see Mark Ingram with the New York Giants, or do you want to see Wayne Gallman back, or do you guys want to pursue another running back? You guys let me know, and I'll see all the comments in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.